This is Hard Rocker Highlights from the Christensen Hall of Fame here on the campus of the School of Mines, and we have Lucas Nolan with us today, the freshman guard for the Hard Rockers out of Casper, Wyoming. And Lucas has done an excellent job this year. He's right behind Nate Jacobson, of course, and Lucas has given Nate a lot of rest this year, a lot more than he's gotten before, and has given the team some very quality minutes coming off the bench. First of all, Lucas, we always like to kind of find out how in the world does someone arrive to the School of Mines from Casper, Wyoming. Talk about the procedure and when you were first contacted by the school.
Well, I was first contacted by the school my junior year after a basketball game at the regional tournament. And Coach Henry, he came up to me and we talked a little bit, and I was really the first I'd even thought about School of Mines. And so after that, we just kept talking, and eventually I came up here and visited, and I liked what I saw. And in high school, I was always good at math and science and didn't necessarily struggle in English or reading, but those weren't necessarily my strong points. So after talking to some of my high school advisors and stuff, engineering sort of seemed like the right fit for me and the career I wanted to take on. So I came up here, and after the visits and stuff, I really enjoyed everything. Enjoyed the players on the team that I talked to, and seemed like it'd be a good fit for me. So,
have you chosen a discipline yet, or?
My major right now is chemical engineering. So, and that's going pretty good. It's one of the harder ones, from what I'm told from the players on the team. But
you weren't one of those kids when you were little that sat in the living room pouring potions into flasks, and your mother would be afraid that you're going to blow up the house or something?
No, I wasn't one of those kids, but I did experiment a little bit. Could have been disastrous towards my health because one time my mom had some pills out that were my dad's, I guess, and I got through the child-proof lock or whatever for the cap and ate the whole bottle. But I guess there wasn't very much left, so.
That's fortunate.
Yeah.
When you came to the School of Mines, you're out of high school now, and you come to college, and you've got that freedom, and you're not under the thumb, you're away from home. How much of an adjustment is that? And certainly it's got to be a different life than you were used to.
Yes, it's definitely a big adjustment, and I'm really fortunate that I've basketball kind of in my life to kind of fall back on, because if I didn't have basketball, void after school where there'd be really nothing for me to do. I've kind of taken for granted the family life and how they always, keep you going and keep you involved, and they make your life, sort of meaningful and stuff, and everything you do with them, you take it for granted, and without having that, it's definitely a change. And I don't know if it's for the good or the bad yet that I'm out on my own and getting to do stuff that I want to do, but it's been a challenge to, balance everything out in my life and not have my parents tell me how to balance it out. So.
Have you found that sometimes, and I'm sure you have, as most freshmen do, that go into whatever school, college they're going to, that you'll go through a period of days or something where you just realize, gosh, I needed to work a little bit harder on studies, or I've got to do a little bit better, I've got to be a little bit more disciplined. Do you start thinking that way sometimes?
Definitely, and especially after the first semester, which kind of got me going and showed me sort of how college life was about, so I can make adjustments based off that, of what I thought I could have done better at, studying more as opposed to, hanging out with the friends more and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience that way.
Was it always your goal? Was that since you were little? Can you remember that basketball was very important and your goal was to play college basketball?
That was always my goal, and growing up, playing on, your travel basketball teams and stuff, that's all you thought about. And football as well for me, those were the two sports that I wanted to go forward and really try to do well in, and because those that brought joy into my life. That's what it was. It was fun for me.
You're from Casper. Tell me about the difference between Casper and Rapid City.
Well, that was another reason why I actually came to Tech, because it seems that Rapid is just kind of a bigger version of Casper, Casper, it's one of those small towns, but they got what you need there. They got the mall, they got, Walmart and all that sort of stuff that, you kind of need and stuff. And Rapid City, it's just a bigger scale, more of that stuff, and then the extra stuff. And I really like it. I enjoy it a lot.
You play behind Nate Jacobson. Nate, of course, has been a real fine player at the School of Mines. You've been able to come in, and one of the things that fans have told me, and we've said in our broadcast, is when you get on the floor, you seem to play for your freshman year with such poise, and you have great floor presence. And you move around, and you always seem to be relaxed, and you don't make a lot of mistakes. Is that the exterior for Lucas Nolan? What's going on the inside?
Well, I try to keep my calm and stuff and just play the game to my ability. But I'm definitely the new college level, the speed of the game, all that stuff. It's definitely, you could say, stressful. And on the inside, like you said, on the interior, my mind's going a million miles an hour just trying to think of all the different stuff to do. And so I don't know if I look poised. I try to be, and I try to make the right decisions and stuff, but I am kind of a little, under the gun or whatever, going underneath the surface.
How different of a player, and you're still very young in your career and a freshman, but we're going to be playing our 22nd game of the season here. Remember game one to now, what do you think you've learned, and what have you improved in the most?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I've improved in is my defense. And because in high school I never, I'd guard the ball, but then my off-the-ball defense wasn't really there. And I've been really trying to work on that. And I think that's something that's come around, especially since the beginning of the year, because that's, one of our focuses is defensive positioning and playing defense as a team and helping recover and that sort of thing. And that was never an emphasis in my high school. Well, my coach never emphasized that point as much as now. So that's one of the things that I've really improved on.
Has anything surprised you, either about basketball, the school, the town, or anything at all that gosh, I never thought it would be like this? Outside of being interviewed by me, of course. That would,
yeah, this is the highlight,
yeah,
right?
I'm sure it is.
Never thought I'd be here today talking to you. But no, I'd say the biggest surprise is just how devoted you have to be to basketball. And in high school I did put some of the extra hours in and stuff, but even that didn't really prepare me for how much time I'd be spending on the court and looking at film and all that stuff. So I just think that devotion to the sport you're going to play, that was kind of the thing I didn't really expect.
One final thought, Lucas. It's always seemed to me that the men's teams here at the School of Mines, and of course this is your first year, seem to have a real good camaraderie about them. The team seems to be a close-knit team. Well,
yeah, we all do like each other. And, it's just that brotherhood thing. That's what was so exciting about it is, we got to be on a team, and it's not that we were forced to be friends or anything like that, but we just became it. And that's sort of that team development thing that has actually really been probably the best part for me, is just getting to meet different people and finding out how much I enjoy their company and all their friends, and becoming friends with all of them. And it's been really fun so far, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years of doing that.
Great. One of the fine freshmen on the Hardrockers, Lucas Nolan out of Casper, Wyoming, with us today. This has been Hardrocker Highlights from the Christensen Hall of Fame here on the campus of the School of Mines. For InsideDakotaSports.com, this is Tom Rudebusch.